The seductive fashions which young women wear today always come from the Queen of the Coast. Underneath the earth, I discovered many more things. The role of jewelry, since we didn't possess fraternal love, we went as far as making even those with little means to suffer. To do this, we went into jewelry stores to copy some of the models on display, and we would order these same models in the invisible world. During the night, we traveled to many jewelers' shops in the city, in order to replace the jewelers' models with ours that come from the marine world. In the morning, these jewels from the invisible world would become suddenly much more attractive than the originals, even if these had been noticed before then. Anyone who bought these jewels and brought them home would attract all manner of problems to themselves, without knowing the reason why. The following night, I would leave my body and travel to the spirit above homes in the city to locate and identify houses that have bought jewelry of the marine world. I was traveling in the spirit to look for household where satanic jewels. From each house they were in, these jewelry emitted a light similar to that of blinking headlights. This light from property of the enemy attract demon in the spirit world. Whenever I saw this light emitted by satanic jewelry in a given house, I would then descend and land into the houses where these jewels were, to observe the lifestyles of the inhabitants, and then cast an evil spell on them. Then illnesses would arise in these particular homes. There would be accidents, or problems which necessitated expenses that we profited from. Wearing jewelry is not a necessity for the children of God. These are property of the enemy that open doors to demon and Satanist in the house of the believer. You cannot keep property of the enemy in your house. You are giving him legality and you are opening a door for him to come and cause destruction. The Bible speaks clearly on that manner in the following two passages. In like manner also, that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with propriety and moderation, not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly clothing, but, which is proper for women professing godliness, with good works. 1 Timothy 2 verse 9-10. Do not let your beauty be that outward adoring of arranging the hair, of wearing gold, or of putting on fine apparel, but let it be the hidden person of the heart, with the incorruptible ornament of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is very precious in the sight of God. 1 Peter 3 verse 3-4. In my visit under the earth I went to see all of those who were sentenced to death and were brought under the earth to be exterminated. That is when I decided to go there to take a look, with the permission of the supreme authorities. In order to do this, I had to meet with the Queen of the Coast, who was to give me access to this subterranean world. I therefore went to the People's Republic of the Congo, to meet with the Queen of the Coast, on the shore of the Atlantic coast. There we penetrated underneath the ocean, visiting her offices and her servants. One must mention here that the Queen of the Coast comes to our cities in a physical form to seduce skirt chasers and kidnap them. Those who will have sexual relations with her will find themselves possessed, and will be cursed during their entire life. In this kingdom, there were factories where people were busy creating models of beautiful cars or luxury equipment. When the models are ready, they bring them onto the earth, into the physical world to be built. There was an electronics factory where televisions, radios and many other household appliances were made. I saw large research and study rooms where great scientists and learned men, like Einstein, Archimedes, and others, were elaborating and perfecting their inventions and formulas. I also visited a building made up of 3 chambers: the Black Room, where victims are executed; the Intermediate Room, where the victim is put into a press to extract the water from its body. The water obtained this way transits through Lucifer and is sent to the Pope, who has it put into flasks. This is what is called holy water blessed by the Pope. The victim's body is then transferred to the drying room, where it is burned. The ashes will be added to those of Palm Sundays, and will be used to anoint the foreheads of the faithful on Ash Wednesday. I remained underneath the earth for 2 weeks, to familiarize myself with this environment. Then I regained the earth. I never left the company of Lucifer. We would go out together, in big Mercedes, which weren't really normal cars. We would frequent all the high-class places of Kinshasa, such as Vis-a-Vis, the Hotel Intercontinental, etc. There, we would seduce women, who were to die several months later. I remember, among so many others, a certain Barsisler, who went to die at Kikwit a few months later. At the entrance of bars, Lucifer places naked goddesses to put a spell on those who come to